Hey, Betsy.
Hello, Brenda.
Here we
This is
are once
awesome.
again,
Yes.
still at it.
I'm
Love it.
I'm excited for this episode.
Yeah, me too.
So today we're going to talk about making memories. Sometimes the memories you intended to make, sometimes it goes right, it's still a memory, but maybe not the way you intended. But today we're going to dedicate this episode to a couple of our loved ones. I'll just start. We're going to dedicate to my dad. He has been gone almost a year now, and we're trying to do this whole podcast with humor, so I'm not gonna bring it to too many sad memories, but I will tell you, my dad was a perfect example of someone who lived into making memories. He lived his life to the fullest, and we have so many great memories with him, and my kids have so many great memories with him, and so I think it would be perfect to dedicate this episode to him.
I agree. Yes, I've made a lot of fun memories with your dad as well, and so have my kids. So just a
Yeah.
great guy.
80s night by the campfire.
Yeah,
Right? That might be a perfect one.
that was an awesome one. And also wanted to dedicate this to my mom. She has been gone for 6 years now. Still feels like yesterday, but one of the things about my mom is that she really wanted to make holiday traditions last, and she really wanted to make them special. So every Christmas holiday and Thanksgiving, birthdays, she made them really memorable. And now I want to do the same thing for my kids. And I
Passing it
hope
on.
that they see that same thing and want to do that for their kids someday.
Now they know if they listen, that's the direct order. We gotta follow on with grandma's legacy.
Exactly.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So Brenda and I were talking about this as one of the ideas that we had to share with you because we know that sometimes memories are what you want them to be and sometimes they're not. And a few of the first memories that stuck out to both of us is the tradition of Christmas holidays and Christmas trees. So Brenda and I our families have been baking Christmas cookies every year together for, is it 23
I think
years?
it's,
At
I want
least
to say
23 years.
23 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is definitely one of the traditions that my kids
Yeah.
love. We always try to make it so that even if we're far apart, it's whenever we're all back together and we can all do it together because I know my girls are bummed when they can't make it.
When they miss it. No, I agree.
Always a
It's
fun
been
time.
something that just started as a, hey, let's get together and do this. And then you do it a few times and you're like, okay, this is pretty cool.
Yeah,
And even the boys have been
they have
involved in it,
fun.
which is pretty awesome.
They have fun. Sometimes we have to give them specific jobs and keep them on task,
Yeah.
but they still
Gingerbread
enjoy
house
it.
building competitions, things
That
like
that
that,
really does it.
where
Yeah.
they bring out Christmas ornaments and put them into the gingerbread houses. I'm like, what are you doing with that
And
Christmas tree?
hold them up with their hands because
Yes.
they're going to collapse, but they still want to win. So they're holding them.
Yeah, it's
That's
awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
And one of the new memories that we did a few years back is we decided as a family that we were going to cut our Christmas tree down every year. And it's been an adventure for us. Many a tree has been tied to the walls in the windows or whatever it might be so
Same.
it doesn't fall over. But probably one of the most favorite that my kids have out of that new tradition is finding the biggest tree that we can find just to see if it'll fit.
Yes. You always do have a massive tree.
Yeah, it's crazy,
Yeah.
and they love it. Like, when we say, "Okay, today we're gonna go out and try to find a tree, we think this is another year where we're gonna find the biggest one," they
Mhm.
get so excited. It's hilarious.
It
I
is
don't
fun.
Yeah.
That is definitely one of our favorite memories each year is ever since the kids were little, we would go to the tree lot and get on a wagon. They would drive us out into the woods, drop us off, and
Yeah.
we would go find the perfect tree. And their dad cuts it down. We all grab onto it and pull it back up so that we
Yes.
can get it on the wagon when the wagon comes by. And then getting hot chocolate on the way out. They
Yeah.
have some animals there that the
Yeah.
kids would pet and just have that full experience. So some days it's rainy and muddy, others it's a snowstorm. So you just
Yeah.
never know what you're going to get. And then this last time, the first time ever taking a dog with us, it was pretty fun taking the big puppy with us this time. And
They're like, "What's going on?"
yes,
Yeah, the kids love
that
it
was a
when we
job
take
in and
them
of
too.
itself.
Yeah.
It was still fun.
The last time we took our dog, we got out of the Christmas tree farm, we got out of the car, and he immediately pooped
That didn't
right
feel
there
like
in the parking lot.
yes.
I was like, "Are you kidding?" So we're scrambling for how to find a bag
Didn't
to
really think about bringing it back
oh my
because
gosh, we're trying to dig through the car to see what we can find to
oh,
pick it up. I'm
that's
like, "Of
funny.
course you did, of
Yeah.
course." So we have a few funny, as I was talking with the kids about different memories that really resonate with them, I asked them what funny things that we have done over the years that have really stood out to them. And one, as we would have different moments and situations that would come up in our lives, I always tried to find a way of bringing humor to the situation. And I have a couple of those examples of when we made memories. This isn't from a tradition standpoint, but more just a memory that stuck with them. My kids loved going to eat at Mexican restaurants and they loved fried ice cream. And I thought I would just bring this home to them. I felt like this would be something that would be fun for us to do as a family. And I would just make fried ice cream for them. But I don't know if you've ever had fried ice cream or if you've
I have
ever
not actually.
eaten fried ice cream. So intuitively, I am not a chef, and I just thought it means you fry ice cream.
Right.
So I breaded my vanilla ice cream with cinnamon sugar and then put it in the frying pan. The kids were so excited. They thought I was a genius because I knew how to make fried ice cream. To this day, they remember it very clearly. We had fried ice cream with cinnamon sugar soup.
That's where I thought you were going with that.
And that was
That
one of the first memories when I said to the kids, what would be a good memory you had from your childhood? Of all of the things, that was one of the first ones. Isn't that so
that
funny?
is
Like
so
the things that
funny.
we do.
Did you ever figure out after that how to
Never
make
have.
it?
I've looked it up. I think you need more equipment than I have
Okay.
to create some different temperatures.
Oh, wow.
Funny.
That I wanna look that up. I wanna see what it takes to make that, but that is funny.
Yeah.
So
Another
and
time it was funny. It was just everybody was a little bit crabby. I came home, the what's for dinner question, always such a pain in the
mhm,
house.
yeah.
It was even now, exactly. I was right after Easter, and the kids were like, "Oh, what's for dinner, mom?" And I'm like, "You know what? Tonight, guys, we're going to have Easter candy." Isn't that nuts? And I was just at my wit's end. I was
Mhm.
just exhausted. As a
I
mom,
can
I had
imagine.
come home from a long day of work and I did not have a plan. And they were very hungry and they think it was the best memory ever to this day because they got to eat candy.
Yeah.
I don't even think they actually finished after that what was left in their Easter basket as
Mhm.
they were so sick of chocolate at that
Yeah,
point.
that's it.
Done.
Oh my goodness.
But it was a great way to make a memory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When we talked about this episode, getting a little older, the memories don't come as
yeah,
fast as they used to
yes,
me. So I sent a text to my girls asking, "Hey, can you send me 2 examples of
yeah,
memories that we've made that stuck out to you?" And just the back and forth, the
that they're
text
having.
that
Yeah.
they were having, the 3 of us were having was just hilarious. It will be a memory in and of itself.
Yeah.
My oldest was sending videos of things that
You
they
don't
thought were
remember
really
doing it. You're
funny
like,
that a couple of them are of me. And that's I don't think they're so
"Ugh."
funny. They are pretty funny, but just some of the acronyms too that
We've had to learn from our kids over the years.
exactly,
Yeah.
they just think it's the funniest thing, that I have no
Yeah.
idea what some of these mean, and they ask me just to, I think, laugh.
And
"What do you think this means,
video
Mom?"
you.
Yes, as I'm saying it, and they're like, "No, that is not even close." But hey, it makes them laugh, it
It's
makes
like
them
one of our
fun.
favorites,
Oh my
Brenda.
gosh, yes.
At the basketball game we were recently at, Brenda looked at me and she said, "Why do they keep saying me up?" And the whole student section knows what they're doing.
Yeah, so
And I was
what
like,
does that
"What
mean?
does
I
that
don't
mean?"
get it.
And I'm like, "Knee up? What? Oh, D up,
Yeah.
defense up."
I think one of the girls was sitting near us and we were like, "Why are they saying knee up?" They were like, no, that's D up, like defense." I was like, "Oh." So now
Uh,
every time we're at a game and we
yes.
hear knee up, we
Yes.
crack up.
Yes, it's hilarious.
We're gonna have to get T-shirts or something made because it's one of
Completely
those
agree.
things where you don't sound very smart thinking that's what it was,
Yeah.
but hey, that's
But I'll
exactly
remember
what it
that
sounded like.
forever.
Yeah,
That's a
right.
memory forever, every
Well,
time
and you
that I
had someone that you ran into
Yes,
recently.
yes, we were talking about the basketball games, and she said, "Why do they keep saying tee up?"
See?
And I about fell off my chair. I was like,
Yep.
"This is hilarious." I said, "I cannot wait to tell Brenda that you're asking because she will love
I
that she's not the
yeah,
only
I
one."
am not the only one that does
Ugh,
not understand some of these, and I'm a basketball fan too. How did I not know this? That's why I was
ugh,
surprised
ugh,
that they were saying something like knee up. I'm like, I've never heard of that in a basketball game before. Come
so
on.
funny.
This is something new here. And no, I just had it totally wrong.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, we've
So do you have, like, summer traditions? So as a dedication to my dad, I wanna one of the great things that my dad did with the kids, we called it the ranch, where he lived in Northern Michigan, and it was Papa and Grammy's ranch, and we would every summer, we would go up there. We'd go up there a few times a year, but in the summer, the kids would go up there. It was one of the great memories that they had over the summers, and they would build things at his workshop. We have
fun.
multiple things still. We have bird houses. We have so many different things that he would build with them over the years. And
Wow.
yeah, it was a great place of wonderful memories that they'll have on, forever. It's
That's
legacy
awesome. I
forever.
love that. Yeah, we had a summer tradition where we would go camping at least once a summer. And it was
Which I think is awesome. I would love to
yeah.
camp, but I don't want anything that comes with camping.
It was a lot of work, trust me. A lot of work building up
And
to it and a lot
during
of
and
work during and a lot of work
yes,
after. But
yes,
it really created some great lasting memories and really strengthened a friendship.
yeah,
So we went with another family, and the other family was one of my college friends and her family. So we were obviously friends first. We got our families together,
yeah,
knowing that our kids had things in common. Their daughter was a dancer. My daughters are dancers. And so we just thought it would be fun. So we would do that. And it was like a 3-day camping trip. And every year we would go kayaking for one full day.
that's
That was
awesome.
always fun. Some years were harder than others, depending on where we went and what the water was like.
Yeah.
But that was a
Isn't
great,
kayaking, though, way better than canoeing?
oh, so much better.
All I remember is family argument if we
Oh,
tried to
yeah.
canoe down the river. It
We
was
I don't
horrible.
even think we did that one year at all. We
Ugh,
just did kayaks. Some years we would do like a double kayak if
yeah,
one person wasn't really feeling like they wanted to work
right,
too
right.
hard. But for the most part, the kids could even be in their own kayak as
Yeah,
long as we were all
yeah.
together. So that was awesome. And then we would sit around the campfire at night. We'd make
S'mores.
great
Yeah,
dinners. And our kids became really good friends.
yeah,
And even the girls now, years later, they didn't know each other when we started this whole
right.
trip, but now they will be looking out for each other. They're all in
Yeah,
different parts of the country, but they will still congratulate each other if they see something good is happening, or they support each other no matter what. And so I think to see that friendship being cultivated throughout the years has been really exciting and fun
yeah,
to see.
yeah.
So
A memory that lives on.
it does. And it came from this group of college friends that I have, which we're in our 50s now, right? We still have this amazing group of friends who,
Isn't that awesome?
oh, it's
So do I.
unbelievable.
We
It's,
we
I feel
call
so
them
lucky.
the MSU girls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We try to get together once a month, if at all possible. And we have the text group,
yeah,
and it's just all these, we're trying to plan a trip. We had one planned during COVID for when everyone turned 50.
yeah.
Sorry, I just outed myself for the age, but when we had a milestone
Yes.
and that was canceled, so now that has just come up again. Hey, we never did that. Let's take a look at this. And
Yeah,
I just feel like so lucky to have that group of friends that
mhm.
really, again, we're all over the place,
Yeah,
but we just look out
different
for each other. And it's so nice to have that support system.
it is. I completely agree. We have our friend group and are in at least weekly conversation on anything going on
Yeah.
in each other's lives, anything we need support for. We're just there for each other. And
Okay.
It's been awesome all
It
these
has been.
years.
And I'm very thankful for a few of the people in the group who are really the leaders of keeping us all together.
Yeah, yeah,
Sometimes it's hard to just keep everybody in the loop and keep everyone
yep,
informed. And we've
yep,
got a couple who I know they know what's going on with everyone and they will
yeah,
just keep the rest of us informed. And I'm
yep,
very thankful for that because sometimes I get into my old thing and then I'm not engaging with everybody and everything I should. And to then to see them bring us all back together, it's
yeah,
very heartwarming.
yeah, it's awesome. Yes, shout out to the college girlfriends, it's awesome. So a couple other funny things that when I was a kid, my dad took my brother and I to learn how to ski, and I remember it to this day. We went cross country skiing, and we enjoyed the hills on the cross country skiing trip the most. And as after we got done with the cross country experience, my brother and I were like, "Ugh, we really want to just go down the hills." And so he went and talked to the ski folks and said, "Can we use our cross country skis to just go down the bunny hill a couple times?" Anybody who's a skier knows that's probably not a good
That's not a
plan.
great idea.
But we didn't know. We were brand new to the whole thing. And my brother and I thought that dad was a superstar because he convinced them that we could do this. And we were so excited. Going up a bunny hill tow rope with cross country
Oh my
skiing,
goodness.
I know the entire community there was fully annoyed with us because we dumped over at
I
least
can't even
20
get your
times.
bearings.
Nothing. Toppled right over. So we get to the top of the hill. My brother and I are very nervous. We've never done a hill this big. And so dad's, no worries. I got this. I'm going to show you how it's done. He gets up on that hill and he also has never gone downhill skiing. He goes down this hill. We were so proud of him, but he kept going.
Ah,
He
wow.
went all the way out into the parking lot. He had no idea how to
Are
stop.
you serious?
He just barreled
Oh
through.
my goodness.
And so my brother and I are like, "Oh my god, I don't know. What are we gonna do?" So we went down much slower. He taught us not to go that fast. Much slower, fell
Run into
over.
anything, did he?
No,
Oh,
no,
wow.
he navigated it just
That's
like a champ.
impressive.
It was impressive.
Oh,
Yeah, so I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna teach my kids how to do this young, so that way they can when they get older." And their dad's a snowboarder, so he's, "Yeah, this would be awesome. We can go teach the kids how to do all of this stuff, and then they'll love the winter just as much as we do." So I was a skier, their dad's a snowboarder. We let them choose, but they decided to go with snowboarding. It was more trendy at the
mhm.
time. And so I gave them lessons. We did this multiple times. After uh, years of doing this, we took maybe a year or two break. I can't remember exactly. And my youngest was maybe 5. So she had started younger. We all got on. We all were going to go. I was skiing. They were snowboarding. We got on the chairlift, got to the top of the hill. And Brenda, I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden, we all forgot how you have anxiety anyway. When you get to
Yes,
the
getting
top
on that
of
chairlift
and
is
when you get to get
yeah.
off the chairlift, it's just scary, and there's a
Mhm.
hill that drops afterward, and so I'm like, "Okay, who's going which way? You go this way, you go that way." We all jumped off, and it was a jam pile. The 2 older ones got off, they got tangled and went one way. My youngest decided not to go. I jumped and landed. She was not going, and I was like, "Just jump."
Oh,
So she
no.
jumped. I don't know. Why didn't I just say, "Hey, stop. We're gonna just pull her off a normal
Oh,
person would do and have her swing around and then go, no." I
well,
was like, "Just jump. I've got you." So
you
she's okay, mom's got me. She jumps
oh,
and takes
oh,
me
no.
out.
I bet.
100% takes
Oh
me
my
out.
goodness.
We go down. The other 2 are crying because they're tangled. The ski patrol comes over and he's looking at me and he goes, "Have you ever skied before?" I don't even understand what that is. Yes, I am. Oh, needless to say, we haven't gone very
You haven't been back.
no, not since then. I was
I have
like,
a couple
okay.
of skiing stories
Uh,
similar to that. I
that's
did not ski growing up. So in college, with the same college friends I mentioned earlier,
yeah.
we planned an up north weekend trip. And one of the days was let's all go skiing. And so one of the other friends and I were like, yeah, we've never skied before, but we'll give it a
Which
try.
way to the lodge?
What
I'll grab a toddy
exactly.
and see you there. I'll be
We
by the
we
fireplace.
thought about that, and then we both said, "Hey, I guess let's just give it a try.
Yeah.
Try the bunny hill. We'll try this." So we all get up on the chairlift, and that was a chore, I would say, just getting on that. And then, like you mentioned, coming around and knowing that it's time to get off.
I know the
I
anxiety.
almost had a panic attack
Yeah.
because I was so nervous. And we were both together, which is probably not the greatest idea.
They are like, let's have
Yes.
to their demise.
We both got off somehow and we just started going down the hill. And they did teach us, how to do that when it's snow plowing.
Yes.
So we started to do that, but just as slowly as you can imagine, we were going across the hill
Oh no.
toward the woods,
Oh no.
and neither of us could change our direction.
Uh,
In the meantime, you have little kids who are like 2, 3 feet tall.
zipping in and
Yes, slaloming through us. We're like, what? Just leave us alone. So we keep going. And the next thing you know, we're both hugging trees.
oh
It didn't,
gosh.
we didn't like crash into them. We're
Right.
going slow enough because we were on an angle. Just see it. So we were literally with arms wrapped around the trees and we're looking at each other. Now what? How do we get down from here? So literally we sat down
On your butt.
on
Yeah.
our butt and went down the
Yes.
rest of the way.
Yeah.
After that, we said, yeah, let's just stay at the lodge. We're fine.
Yes.
And so my husband was a skier, but since our girls danced, it was frowned upon that they
Oh
did
yeah.
any kind of winter
Yeah.
sport because
Just makes sense, right? You
they-
wouldn't want to
they-
put anything in jeopardy
we could be injured.
because you could get really hurt when
Right.
you do that on
So
this
we did
scary
try to
hill.
take them snowboarding. I got them lessons.
Yeah.
That was the thing that they chose was snowboarding. And the first time the youngest did that, she fell down and hurt her wrist. And so we're like, okay, that's probably good.
Yeah.
We don't need to do that. They did snowboard a few more times, but then my oldest junior year, she called me and said, hey, I'm going snowboarding with my friends. She hadn't been snowboarding in 3, 4 years.
You're like, why wouldn't you?
I
Makes
said,
complete sense.
that's exactly. I said, do you think that's the best idea? I'm not sure I love that idea. And she's like, oh, it'll be fine, Mom. Just let me
I
be a
won't fall, I
kid.
promise.
Let me be a kid. Let me do this. I said, all right, but it's the risks, right? And she said, yes. So the end of the night, she texts me and says, I fell, but I'm fine. Like, it's no big deal. I'll be fine. I said, okay. So then the next day, she gets up. She's staying at her friend's house and she went to dance. And apparently the whole day, she danced with her one arm down at her side because it hurt so bad.
Oh my gosh.
She comes home from dance and says, yeah, Mom.
Wait, did she start with, Mom, you were right?
And no. She says, Mom, my arm really hurts. So the fall that I took last night was a little bigger than what I told you. And I couldn't really move it today at all. Oh my goodness. We took her to urgent care, and sure enough, she ends up in a sling. She missed half of her dance team season because she had, I guess it was a very deep bone bruise
Oh my
in her
gosh.
shoulder.
Oh my
And she had to let that all heal
Yeah,
before
before
she
you
could
can do all
even
the
really
flips and
move it.
turns and pressure.
Yeah. So here we are. We've got the sling on, and we're going to all these dance things, just smiling and saying, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
really sorry, but
Here you are.
oh, here we are. That was our experience.
That's awesome. Another fun memory that I have. So when my kids were younger, so my oldest daughter, was very outgoing. She would go to anybody. She didn't have anxiety over separation at all. My son, however, would rather have just been real close to mom or dad. Just didn't really love the
Right.
people who
A
wanted
little
to
anxious
reach
about
out.
other people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we went to a Detroit Pistons game. Through our work, had the benefit of getting some seats that were close to the court side. And I thought this would be just a great memory for that. It was a great memory for all of us, honestly. It was a really good time. And in the middle of this game, Hoopy, the Pistons mascot, came over to our bench and grabbed my son to take him out on the floor.
Oh my goodness.
And those moments where, as a parent, you see something happening and you know it's just not going to go okay. And so I was like,
And you're like frozen in slow motion.
It was so slow
Oh,
motion.
yeah.
I was like, take her. He will not like this at all. So I'm looking at him like, it's okay. It's okay. We're going to be strong and don't break down on the shoulders of Hoopy with the whole wide world watching you as you do YMCA. Please just keep it together. You did great. He absolutely loved the whole. We have a picture that I cherish of him up on the shoulders of Hoopy, and
It's
you
just
just
so
never
hard
know.
to
But
know how those things will go,
oh my
right?
gosh, I thought
Especially
for
when you know the
sure.
personalities of the kid.
Yes.
But what a cool memory for him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
that's
Yep.
awesome.
Yep.
As we were going through some of our lists and what we would talk about today, and we, like you said, we asked kids,
Yeah.
hey, what are some memories? And I'm looking through the texts of what my girls are sending me. One, this is very small, but for their birthdays, in the morning before they go to school, I had this birthday plate that they made at one of those pottery places.
Yes.
And so every birthday, I make a breakfast and I put it on this plate and I put candles in it. So the girls reminded me of the birthday plates that I make for them every year, every morning before they go to school. And the picture that they sent me, it looked really sad, but it was a bunch of bacon on a plate arranged in a smiley face with 2 cookies as eyes.
Perfect.
And candles in the eyes. And my youngest was like, what is that? And I said, hey, all she wanted was bacon. But so how was I going to get candles and bacon?
Were they like, Mom, why did you stab the eyes out of this bottle?
You have eyes stabbed with candles. I'm like, you know that I try to do a smiley face or something fun and festive on your birthday plate before you go to school.
Making memories.
Exactly.
I am
So
making memories.
remember this. And she was making fun of me because I stabbed the cookies. But I said, she only wanted bacon.
You
So
can't
I
stab
had to be
candles and
creative.
bacon.
So sometimes it's a tower of little donut holes with sprinkles and candles on top. Sometimes it's pancakes with fruit as eyes or bacon. But that's one of the things I love to do. And it may not turn out the best. It may look pretty silly, but you know what? They know that they're going to wake up. There'll be some decorations for their birthday, and they'll have a cute little funny breakfast that they get to remember later.
Yeah.
So,
And I love that that was one of the first things that they found when you were
It
like, what are your
was.
memories? They're like, look at all these funny pictures
Yeah.
and faces for the morning. So we do signs. The night after they go to bed, I'll do just little white pieces of paper. Happy birthday. You rock. Signs all over the house, like on their car window, on the door window, whatever. This year, my kids did it for me. Isn't that so funny?
That's fun.
Yeah, they've never done
Right.
that. So I'm like, okay, here's a memory.
And it seems to be that they will now do that for their own family because they're starting to do it for you.
Right.
Yeah, these are lots of these things are things that I feel like will be special to them. And so maybe they'll carry them on with their own families.
My mom says that because and probably your mom would say this too, if she were alive, she says that we spoil our children so much at their special holidays that we need to make sure that whoever they find to live a life with, that they know that this is really a big deal.
Right.
Like you got to make them feel really special at their birthdays because we have set the bar very high with expectations of feeling like a queen or king
on that day. Absolutely. I agree.
Oh, what do you do? We're doing our best. We're making memories. Sometimes they work out the way that we intend them. Other times it is just the funny memory of remember this time that mom did this. Either way.
Like I had no idea the birthday plate was funny until they sent me a picture years later. And I thought, oh yeah, that is a pretty funny looking thing that I did for you.
I think we should tell our listeners, go ask your kids what funny memories do they have of their life as they grew up that you might be surprised by?
I think that would be a great thing to do because, again, until I started asking them, a lot of these memories were not things that I had thought of, but
Yeah.
funny just the same and things that they remember growing up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Awesome. All right. So as we go, we'll do our closing. So sometimes, as Mima likes to say, when it seems like life is too much and the weight of the world is overwhelming, just focus on lifting your coffee cup.
And drinking it one sip at a time.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.